Welcome to Music Plus Gamecast, home of original music and gaming discussion.
Yes! You want the shit! You want the shit! I got some shit for you. I had to. Rest in peace to the nigga that was in Tales from the Hood, man. Rest in peace. I apologize for the noise. Well, welcome to Voice of Reason. We have some topics to talk about, but before we get into it, as you can clearly see at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you liked or disliked about the video, and if you liked it, that would be appreciated. So this cross-gen shit is still something that people continues to talk about, and I wanted to kind of go over some things here and kind of share some of my thoughts on it. Some of the things that I've been kind of mulling over the last couple of days here about cross-gen. I know it's a tired ass subject, but now that Ratchet and Clank is coming out, right? The question here, since it's a next generation game, I've seen some Digital Foundry shit. Oh, well, this is why we really should have next generation games. It should never be cross-gen. We all know why Sony did it. So that's not a mystery. Sorry, my fucking leg is itching. It's not a mystery. It's not a mystery as to why they did it. They wanted the fucking money. That's just what it is. I get it. I get it. I get it. We all get it. People say that Sony's greedy and whatever the case is, but to be a tech website and that disingenuous is the issue that I have. We all know the most major leap in graphics was the 16-bit to 32/64-bit era. That was the major leap, right? That was huge, right? And then everything else was kind of like more and better looking. So my question to you is, can Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart be actually done on a PlayStation 4? And before you hit that dislike button and say that, oh my God, what is he talking about? That motherfucker don't know what you're doing. Technically, no. Like the innards and the technology wise, no, it can't. Can you give an illusion that it could be? Yeah, yeah. When you look at things in the technical world and the technology world, there's many different ways of actually handling a particular issue. That's what people are paid for. They look at a certain thing and they have to solve the issue. The whole fucking console is an issue. The whole limitations is an issue that you have to solve to make sure that works. And so I was just thinking here, and I got some notes here in case you want to know why I'm kind of like looking down. I don't want to take away the technology and the achievements that Insomniac Games has done with Ratchet and Clank, but I'm just so tired of the narrative where people can just continuously say, "Well, it can't be done. It can't be done." The SSD. There's a lot of people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about at all. You know what I mean? That's a big issue. That's a huge issue. So I want to kind of explain the actual effect of what Ratchet and Clank is doing. As we all know, it takes an entire level and it loads it almost instantaneously with the I/O throughput and the SSD and all that other good shit, right? But let me ask you a question, right? If you're an older gamer, if you're about 25 to 35 years old, do you remember the old Final Fantasy games or the old Resident Evil games where the environments were not 3D whatsoever? They weren't 3D. What they would do is they would have pre-rendered backgrounds or pre-rendered footage running on loop. You know what I'm saying? And you would lay your 3D characters in a rudimentary invisible world where it looks like you were moving through a level, but there was basically a video playing in the background and your character would just be walking on the video technically. So imagine this, right? You know how Ratchet goes or Rivet goes through the fucking level and then you go through like this rift and it changes the whole environment, or you hit that hammer and the screen goes bright and then it changes the whole level, right? Which is it's loading. Imagine if they could just play like a pre-rendered FMV or a pre-rendered MP4 and have it visually look like it's the level there, but have it load in the background behind the fucking video. You know what I'm saying? Technically, it's a lot of work, but technically and visually, it will be pretty much the same thing. You need to always ask yourself the question, what could be actually done? What is next generation doing for you? You know what I'm saying? What is it other than graphics? Because essentially you can't control these riffs anyway. They're just a glorified, uh, uh, loading screen. In terms of gameplay, the gameplay for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is very similar to the other ones, just better looking. You know what I mean? And again, I don't want to take that. I don't want you to take that away or run with it and think that I don't think it's impressive. Of course, I fucking think it's impressive, but it's extremely impressive. But to say that I'm losing some sort of, I'm being robbed of my next generation experience when you don't even know what the next generation experience is a problem to me. You don't even know what is to be done. And on top of it, we're 7 months into a generation. 7 months. We don't know what could be possible. You know what I mean? Even if they were next generation, I'm pretty sure they're going to have better looking games than Ratchet and Clank in year 3 of the PS5. You got to think about that shit. I feel like a lot of people are doing way too much with the complaints. There's enough complaining as it is, right? But that's my thoughts on the topic number one. Is it could it be done visually? The way that it looks, can it be done? Of course it can. You just gotta do a whole bunch of fucking work to solve the issue of the loading. You know what I mean? Even with Unreal Engine 5, people think that it was only a PS4 thing because of the I/O throughput and the SSD, but you clearly is running on the Xbox Series X and PC. There's a lot of you can always solve a problem. Would it be as elegant? No. Would it look as good? Possibly, possibly not. But it can be done, and you just got to pay the money to do it. Moving on to our next subject is, since we were on the topic of SSDs, right? There is a general consensus with with the power of Sony's marketing as to what exactly the SSD is supposed to do. People think it's some sort of magic bullet that's supposed to transform everything, gameplay wise. And people need to understand what Mark Cerny said, because apparently you still didn't fucking get it. You had a year to digest it. And it took until you actually saw the results before you understood what the fuck they meant about teraflops not being important. So let me give you a fucking clue, right? Shut up, PS5. Be quiet. Let me give you a clue. There is 16 gigabytes of system memory for the PlayStation 5. Same thing with the Series X. That's not the most, but the way that they had the scrubbers and the I/O throughput, the SSD works as an extension of system memory. And if you have more system memory, you can put a lot in your game, anywhere from game logic to larger environments to more detailed environments to more animation to more pedestrians, to more speech, to more sound effects. There's a lot of things that you can do. People need to understand that they're so narrow-minded. They say SSD is fast loading. Yes. SSD can make more detailed levels. Yes. And the way that it can make detailed levels is it can load the micro details in your face, and as soon as you turn away from it, deload and load the other side of the map and its micro details very quickly. That's one way you can do it. Or you can basically use it as a streaming to fill the 16 gigabytes and consistently have the image on your screen fed to make a bigger environment. Another point of contention was like AI, different AI types. Since AI requires memory to be partitioned in its system memory, if you get out of a level, let me give you an example, to make it fucking clear to people, the Thunderjaw in Horizon Zero Dawn needed a lot of memory for its visuals and its AI. So you couldn't have the Thunderjaw actually chase you. He had to be very specific in that area. And that could be an issue with cross-gen and stuff like that as well. He couldn't chase you around things. Be that as it may, software evolves. You know what I'm saying? You have compression techniques that allow for more memory to be placed into things. So who knows what they do? Anyway, I'm off topic. Um, with the SSD, when you get out of the area, since that AI is occupied by the AI space within the memory, they can instantly deload and load in different types of AI as you're moving through the environment seamlessly without you having to wait and things of that nature. There's a lot of different usage, but what I believe that the SSD is for, what it seems like when Mark Cerny was saying, and I believe me, I've watched enough videos, I've watched that video enough times to understand what was going on. I personally believe that the SSD is of um an extension of oh gosh of the system memory. That's what I believe it's really there for. That would be the most important thing because SSDs are fast. Even the Xbox Series X, even the one on PC is super fast. You gotta understand that's what it is. People are not thinking properly when it comes to. You gotta look at that interview again. Look at that whole presentation. Do your own research. It's always good to know your shit. Do your own research. All sorts of things you would need to do in order to understand the shit. I programmed a long time ago, but still, this shit is still beyond me. But I understand the gist of what's going on. So that's how I look at it. Last subject, which, I really don't like Naughty Dog, but here it is. We haven't received factions at all, right? There's no factions whatsoever. So we're still waiting on that. Still waiting on that. And it turns out that the information for their multiplayer has surfaced. And I'll read it to you. Let's open it up. Let's take a look. Naughty Dog. Embark in Naughty Dog's newest adventure, the studio's first standalone multiplayer game. We are seeking to bring the same signature story-driven games to this unique multiplayer project. This is a rare opportunity to make an impact in your discipline and craft, an experience that will be enjoyed and shared by millions of players around the world. Our level design process is based around giving the designer the maximum amount of control and flexibility over the design of the space rather than the assembly prefabs. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. Our level designers model directly in 3D, and if you're someone who can create this, blasey, 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 right? Reading that, it looks like Naughty Dog is going to make a game that is free to play. I know that's like, where are you getting honest from? There's more to it than that. You can check that out on Resetter or wherever, Reddit, whatever the fuck it is. But the rest of that statement, they need somebody to actually work on an ever-changing world, sort of like how Fortnite works. So it's possible. It's very possible that they are going to go the route of free-to-play for this particular factions mode. They said it was groundbreaking, and it's going to be community-based, and it's something that's going to be story-driven. There's even story in Fortnite as well, and what was it, Apex, things of that nature. So that's what I really see what's going on. But furthermore, if they do this free to play situation, will it be on PC is the question. Would it launch simultaneously on the PC and the PlayStation 5 and 4? Will that happen? Are they waiting for the right moment to tell their fan base that no, this is not going to be an exclusive to PlayStation 4 or 5. This is going to be on PC. This is going to be free to play. And it's going to be microtransaction out. Naughty Dog isn't new to this. When they created The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3, they actually had microtransactions in there that broke the game. And then they continued this trend in Uncharted 4. So you have that situation going on as well. It will be interesting. Because I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog's going to get the backlash. They're going to get the business. But Sony has to press on. They have to press on. They have to. They got to press on because, What else can you do? You know what I'm saying? It's a business. They gotta make money. These games are super fucking expensive. It is what it is. Again, thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you liked or disliked about the video. And if you liked it, a sub would be appreciated. You got the shit.